happen, but I'm giving you this opportunity.
Fine.
If you want to follow up with it, you know, and that would be
May 6th.
May 6th, 7 o'clock.
May 6th, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
If you want to get that paperwork to me ahead of time, I'll get it to the clerk.
Yeah, try, the more time we have to digest whatever paperwork you have and review it, the better.
Any other paperwork you like with that, Mr. Pilkey?
Well, no, the business plan is one, and then, you know, if there's a schedule, I'm sure in that business plan, you've spelled out what your intentions are.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, that's enough. I mean, I think the business plan is enough. Obviously, we know the site you're talking about. I think at some point, you've researched what that site's going to cost you and what the feasibility is of gaining that site. You know, and then if that site comes with a plot plan, maybe you should include that with possibly your arrangement of those cars on that plot plan or on that site. That would probably make sense, so that you know whether or not all those cars are going to fit and what kind, and how many, you know, that type of thing. So, and I'm sure that's incorporated in your business plan, though.
I think what council don't realize, and some people don't realize, it is a small collection, but it's one of the nicest collections. But that's not the only part of it. You're looking at the cars.
Oh, I'm looking at the museum piece, Mike, just so you know.
I've been to Reading. I've seen all those old and shiny. I get all that. Your business plan is going to tell us that. The museum, how many visitors you expect, how many you've had in the past in Pemberton when it was up and running.
The collection that we have for the museum itself, not the cars I'm talking about, is quite a collection. It's quite a collection.
Well, maybe a brief description of that, because I have no idea.
Well, we've had people come travel all over. They come to see one or two particular items, either in the museum, and it might be an item no bigger than this.
I got you.
And that's what we need to know. Also, specifically, whatever the funding stuff you're talking, like when you're talking about the grant or whatnot, you know, that the details on that. But bring it to the work session. We're putting you on, and
the work session.
And what's that?
We asked.
Oh, we need that information before the work session, right? That's given, right? Yeah. Again. Okay. All right. Thanks, Mike.
Just don't want to miss.
No, I know, you're having everybody else. All right, anyone else in that row? No. Hi, Joyce.
Joyce Wright, 208
Good evening.
Street. Like Mr. Davis, we're having concerns about speeding, and we would love to have a slow down sign that you have on High Street. We would like to have one in Washington.
We moved that. It's the traffic unit designates certain areas throughout town, and it's left for a certain amount of time. It's due to be moved again to another neighborhood. So you want me to bump it?
What's this?
I'm here.
For a cup of coffee, I can make it happen tonight.
About the museum piece. I don't know how to
I also, Mr. Tim, I think the Tim Museum would be a great addition to Mount Holly, and join it with Mount Holly and the Smithville, this whole little community. We're really starting with the prison museum and the Gordon thing, and I think it would be great, and we should kind of work on it.
All right, thanks, Joyce. Next. Randy.
Randy Roth now, 33 Union Street. One piece of bad news is that the official announcements of that Wells Fargo grant came out today. And seeing that we hadn't gotten a letter already, kind of had my doubts, but we obviously did not get the grant. So at the moment, no goats. I'm sorry. I had to on them out. We have a really
I've been
good
looking
grant.
forward to that.
We have a really good grant.
What, no goats?
No goats.
What the heck?
But
Where was one of the follow-up? The guys at work have been busting my chops about that now for I don't know how long.
We need to find a place to reapply to get that money from somewhere else.
No
But we are
goats.
doing that. The only.
Wait a minute. How much could goats cost?
I see them like walking all over the place over there in Medford. You can buy them at Christmas time.
Medford.
Yeah, right off of Medford.
All night, and they have a
Hainsport Lumber near Mount Laurel
a
Road.
lot more involved than just that. But anyways, the only place in New Jersey that got a grant from that was a New Jersey Future. It's the only place in New Jersey that gave it. We were doing it against a lot of big organizations like the National Arbor Day Foundation got a grant out of the Nature Conservancy Trust. for public lands, and a lot of land-based conservancy groups got the grants, so that, we
Unreal.
didn't get it.
Look how mad Steve is without the goat, see?
I'm gonna go out to Medford and get some, put them in a police
He was
car.
looking forward to being there. The goat chief, the goat chief over here.
And a pole.
Oh, there you go.
We were talking about money.
Great, now we're gonna have to spend money.
Handcuff the goats and throw them in the back of the vehicle, yeah.
And the other two things is, in addition to the cleanup that's going on at the corner lot, it is also, because, thank you for the proclamation, it is Arbor Day, and we are doing our Arbor Day tree planting in Milldam Ironworks Park, starting at 9:30, and if any council members could come out at that time at 9:30, I actually have one larger tree that from our tree giveaway that we can, initiate the tree planting, if anyone would care to join us at 9:30 to kick off the tree planting, that would be great. And the other thing is just a reminder, on May 11th is going to be clean up the Creek Island Park, and we're going to need a lot of volunteers to come out and help us with that, because there'll be a lot of heavy work. So anyone who would like to come out and help, it's going to be from, I think it's 8:30, I think. 8:30 sign up, start till noon, because it's going to be a pretty big effort, so thank you.
Thanks, Randy. No goats. All right, next row. Jan. Hi, Jan.
Jeff S. Tate, haven't been here in a while, so I'm here with my proverbial question about the light.
Come on, really? What the heck what's going on?
I actually talked to Mike.
We talked about it the last meeting.
PSC&G, I had him in my office, and he assured me that it'll be taken care of within the next couple of weeks, and that was a week ago. So I said, they've been waiting a year or two, so.
Because weather's going to get warmer.
I pulled out our list that they submit every month, and we went over it with him.
Okay, thank you. And is the speed limit, not that I speed.
It's not what your husband said.
30 or 25, because one sign will say 30.
At 30, the north end, 25, the lower end, the changeover's right about the library, I think.
Thanks, Jan. Anyone else in that row? Next row, back row.
Oops. Regarding the traffic on Washington Street, I just wanted to mention that late at night, we have a lot of car carriers coming down. And you haven't lived till you've heard a car carrier hit those speed bumps.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's fun. Because then they think they're done, and then they hit the second one.
The second one.
Anyway, that's what I've noticed, that, there's a lot during the day, but not that much. But at nighttime, you kind of notice the ones that are still coming through, and a lot of them are car carriers. And the other thing is, on behalf of Main Street Mount Holly, the ER committee has been putting together a project called we're calling it the Exit 5 Meet and Greet. Exit 5 of the New Jersey Turnpike, there's all those hotels up there. Tom Greenfield has put together a program where we're going to bring them in to Mount Holly, wine them and dine them, so to speak, more like hors d'oeuvres and wine. And it's going to be at the Firehouse Cafe, and I offered to pass out invitations to all of you. Please don't talk about business. Eat an hors d'oeuvre or something if you feel you need to. So, but you're all welcome to come.
What's the date on it?
It is May 9th.
May 9th, Chief.
So it's going to be a very formal kind of affair where we're going to show them what we have, and then they'll be able to wander around through the town, and hopefully they'll send some of their guests down here. So,
Sounds good.
And Josh Brown is not here. I have an invitation for him. Can you put that in his mailbox for me?
Sure.
$2.
$2? Really?
That's expensive. That's usurious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you spell my name right?
Yes.
You left the prayers
Okay, anyone else in the back row?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Markley from Mill Creek Road in East Hampton, and I'm here representing Bless Mount Holly.
I worship at First Presbyterian Church, and I came a year ago and presented to you this initiative, a prayer initiative that we had from Mount Holly, and I just wanted to update you that we now have 8 churches, not all in Mount Holly, but in the local area, that have adopted 8 sectors in Mount Holly for prayer. So streets are being prayed for, the people who live on the streets, the businesses are being prayed for, and I just kind of wanted to update you on that status. Also, I'm hearing about all these neat events that are happening, and I don't get any forewarning about them or foreknowledge, and I'm wondering how that happens. How is there knowledge of things that are going out? Because we would like to be in prayer for some of those things. And maybe I'm just missing it, so I'm just asking for a point of information perhaps.
Well, the website's going to be something spectacular. It's being worked on, right? So, yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff, on there. Pretty much, is it the goal to pretty much have everything's on there, like a one-stop, there's everything that's going on in Mount Holly thing.
Okay, Main Street, Mount Holly would be included in that, or is that be a separate one?
There's sections to discuss local business,
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
And or links, I guess, or something?
Pretty much every event that goes down will be on there. Yeah.
And that's an up-and-coming thing?
Around the corner.
Great, good, all right, great.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you very much, and thank you for all serving.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Over there, the left?
Yeah, as well. I won't take long. Al Hollow, 121 Evergreen Street. Maybe we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get some canine goats.
Some canine goats? What the heck is a canine goat? In your world, what's a canine goat?
It's a goat that you can use as a canine.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Anyway.
Now that I have nightmares on that one later now.
I wanted to thank the chief and the township for the support from this weekend with equipment and supplies. We did a cleanup at the library. We had 15 volunteers, and it worked out great. We still have a lot of work to do there. We also have a cleanup, as already mentioned, this weekend downtown, and we're going to be cleaning the corner lot, the fountain. We're going to be painting the curbs and working our way up the street between now and May 18th, which is the date for the car show, and trying to get all the intersections painted at least nice and cleaned up in town. So,
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al. Okay, looks like it's the end of the public portion. I'll close that. Check that off. All right, matters to be reported by the manager.
The only thing I want to add to that is the Public Works will be painting the fountain. We've already started work on it, and the Historical Society is going to pay for the paint. So it's costing us the labor to do it. So that'll be up and running. And there was a concern with the pump that it might have frozen, but that wasn't the case. It was another hose.
On the fountain, you mean?
Yeah, but they tested everything, and it's working fine. So.
Okay. Nothing else?
Well, I got a ton of stuff, but Randy just ruined my night, so. No, nothing at this time, Mr. Mayor, thank
you. Okay. Matters to be presented by the solicitor. George, do you have anything?
I provided council a short report of several pages on some of the issues. If anybody has any questions, it's just not attorney-client right now. But otherwise, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Short report. All right, check that off. Matters to be presented by council. Before we go into that, the work session, you guys asked for input on that. All right. I'm thinking I'd like to see the smoking ban ordinance kicked around on that. Okay. And the trains. That keeps it pretty short, but is there anything else?
All of it?
The only thing,
These are mine.
if I could, Mr. Mayor, we do have that possibility, and I'll know tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, about that one executive matter we talked about.
Yeah.
We're going to need a closed session. I would say probably an hour for that.
It'll be longer.
So,
I
Okay.
think it's something, if that gets scheduled, you're going to want more than an hour.
Is it executive tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Is that what you said?
No, we're talking work
Tomorrow.
Talking about that in the work session.
No, I'm sorry, the 6th is a scheduled work session.
Right.
Phoenix, regarding the bonds, where they were going to come in the 13th, we're going to try to get them in a week earlier.
6, right. No, we're going to do that in executive
She's
then.
correct. but
6 to 7.
Okay,
All right, I'm just going over with you.
right, I want to make sure you have enough time, because I'm sure there's going to be
I would leave
a
the
ton of
work
questions.
session a little short in case we do run over in the executive.
I'm
Or we
sure
can
there's
pick
gonna
up
be a-
after,
Right.
back.
No, we're not going to hold her over through our work session, so
right. Yeah,
we're either
I'm just
going
saying
to,
keep the work
we're-
session a little light with
Well, the work
executive
session is
ahead.
pretty light with just those two things, so I think we're good there. But it's the start time of 7. Do we want to move this? We've already published that, right? So,
Yeah.
well, why don't we do a work session? Would you guys have a problem with not the work session, the executive session starting at 5:30? That gives us an hour and a half, 5:30 to
That's up
6.
That's up to you guys if you can make it.
That's an hour and a half is plenty, right? Is there a consensus there? We'll do the executive that day, 5:30 to 6. I'm sorry, 5:30 to 7. And that's an hour and a half to talk to them. And then we have our regular scheduled work session at 7. It's light, so it shouldn't go. So, Lou? Rich?
Yeah, I'm good.
Jason?
I'm
Wayne?
gonna have to move my stuff around that day, but
Dwayne?
yeah, I mean, we're going to go for, we need to do it. If
All
I
right,
need
there
to
we
be-
go, so that's a
I'll
yes.
move everything.
All right, so there we go on that. Okay, now, matters to be presented by council. Lou?
I just have to say, May 3rd will be the kickoff of recreation. We'll be at RV Gymnasium. We'll start at 6 to 9, and we'll have different events, and the brochures will also be going out to each school. Okay, that's it.
That's 6 a.m. to
6
p.m.
to 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's a Friday
Can you
night.
copy of the flyers that you took on the board?
We're gonna hold different events like some free throw shooting, some home run derby style, some indoor soccer, different events for the kids.
Go race.
You said Holbein?
No,
Go
RV.
races.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, we have both gymnasiums at the RV.
all right, got that. All right, Jason?
I just want to thank the chief for getting the playgrounds up and looking great. Been noticing a lot of the playgrounds in the area being mulched and being worked on. Renko's Valley Little League on the 13th had their opening day ceremony, even with all the rain the night before. They asked me to ask the chief to thank them for the police department for coming out and helping support, and Alan Hollowell for helping with the PA system and setting up, and I'd like to thank you for that. Also, in regards to the vandalism that was going on down there, the police department did a great job.
Thank you. I spoke to, a little side note for everybody knows, there's some vandalism done to the playground, to the sign. It was for juveniles. Called, we will include the restitution for the damage in their station house adjustments with their parents.
The league would also like to help with that playground, with the vandalism, if there's stuff that can be given to some of the volunteers down there to clean up that playground a little bit from all the, because their kids are down there and they don't need to be reading all that graffiti.
Okay.
So, just to get that out there. That's all.
Good. Thank you, Jason. Dwayne?
I'm just going to follow up with what Holly had said about the exit 5. You know, one of the reasons I'm still here in Mount Holly is because we are conveniently located between everything. To be honest with you, we love the mountains, we love the beach, we love the two cities that we're within an hour of, and we're conveniently located. So we are the perfect spot for us to bring folks in, and there's 7 hotels up there now, each with 200 rooms apiece, and they run a occupancy of 80 to 100% every night. So that's at a minimum of 1,400 people if that's only one person in the room per night. Most folks travel at least in pairs, and maybe a family of 3 or 4, so that number could be 3 to 4 times that amount. and it's time we start taking advantage of it. So that's the reason, we decided at ER that it was a good project, and these folks are going to come in and they're going to walk away with a binder of we've asked every business in town, restaurants, and other folks that could service these people while they're here in a brief period to visit, to give us their information. And they're going to go away. It's been difficult to get that back, so if they're not included, it's Audrey and I both walked around a Saturday morning and handed out something that it's hard for me as a business owner to not get my head around, that we give you something free and all you have to do is fill it out and send it to us, and we're going to include you in a binder that's laminated, that if you walk up to a desk and somebody says, where can I get some light fare, and there's 2 or 3 restaurants within a mile and a half from those hotels, we as council members, if we don't get full participation from our businesses here, any business that comes before us and has a complaint about anything in this town, we don't need to hear and waste our time with, because we personally have made this a huge effort. And if you know anybody that's received these things, you need to ask them whether or not they've gotten that information back to us as quickly as possible, or they will not be included. But it's been a push, and it makes sense to reach out to these folks, because we do it when we travel. We walk down to the front desk and we say, hey, where can I get? And those people, that answer those questions, we're introducing to this town, and the folks in this town that we need to answer those questions. So if you know anybody that owns a business in town and we've approached them, make sure they get that information back to us, or they won't be included, and it won't be from a lack of trying.
We'll have to wait for a revision.
Okay. Thanks, Dwayne.
Rich? I have no comment this evening.
No comment. All right, me.
Rich, you only got 4 minutes and we're going over our deadline.
Oh, come on, man. Got a medicine drop on 4/27/13, right?
Correct.
That's here in like 14 different towns, but so old prescriptions or whatnot, you can drop them off where?
Yeah, second floor.
Second floor. Brainerd School, the Brainerd students did something for the Earth Day, and they did this with the shopping bags. So when my wife was shopping today, she actually got this bag, from Acme, I think it was. Hopefully it's from a store. So anyhow, so I thought it was really neat, Randy. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, well, there you go. So that was really neat. So I brought that in, show and tell type of deal. Let's see. Virtua just opened their new pediatric ER inpatient unit. I attended along with Councilman Jones and Councilman Brown, and the thing, the unit is, bless you, the unit is pretty nice, huh?
Very nice.
Very nice thing. Separating the children from the adult drama is right there. Can't really beat that. And Virtua is top care. I can't say enough about it.
Hospital.
And the CHOP, right?
Yeah, they're associated with
it's
CHOP.
association with the CHOP Hospital over in Philly. Next meeting date, she left already, but that's, what was that again?
May 6th is
May
the work
6th.
session, May 13th is the regular council meeting.
We got Yard Sale Day, May 4th, that's the free townwide yard sale. Arbor Day, April 22nd. Saturday, April 27th, the cleanup events that Alan and Audrey and Randy were all talking about at Goldie's Lot. Thanks to all that helped clean the library on this past Saturday. And what I didn't write down was, we touched on it earlier today with that interview thing, and I don't want to go back and forth, but I just wanted to be clearly known that I was extremely disappointed to find out while I was on vacation visiting my mom, who's got a degenerative problem that all these nominations and these appointments were made, and it really took me by surprise, considering that the council didn't even know I wasn't going to be at that meeting, and because I never planned a trip so fast as this one, because I didn't see an opportunity to see my mom anytime during the spring or the summer. And the notice on that was 4 days for the Falco possibly, and maybe 3 hours for the rest of the council, and all those things were put on there in that small time frame, and I want you guys to know how disappointed I was in that, and that comes from the heart. I was disappointed in that. I was mad, and then I just went straight to disappointment. So, on that, I would like to thank you all for coming out, and it was good seeing you all again tonight. Have a good evening. We'll see you next time.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. There you go.
Second.
Second. Aye. Aye.
You want me to put up maybe where you I got the whole pin.
Oh, I got a full earful about that. Yeah, I wasn't there. Yeah, I wasn't there, but I got a full.